Hey everybody, Austin here again with another pinball machine gameplay video. Today, as you can see, it's AC/DC by Stern, and this is the premium model. This is like their middle to upper tier model that has all the bells and whistles. Some of you guys might be familiar with the Pro, which is lacking a lot of toys and so forth, like the diverter, the toy train in the top left-hand portion of the playfield, the band members kicking back and forth in the top right portion of the playfield, the color-changing LEDs, and the biggest omission, the lower playfield, which I do believe, I'm pretty sure I demonstrate in this gameplay session. So I'm going to try to explain what I can on AC/DC. I don't know this game as well as other games I've done here on YouTube. AC/DC is an extremely deep game. You don't need to know a lot though to score big in the game. That's one of the beautiful things about AC/DC is that even though it's got a ton of intricacies and subtleties, you don't need to necessarily know them to get really big points. And case in point, in this gameplay session, I do what's called, I guess you could say, the jam multi-ball strategy, where you just play jam multi-ball over and over, and maybe play some other things as they come, like if I qualify album multi-ball or tour multi-ball, which are the other two main multi-balls in the game, I'll play those out, obviously, but I'm basically trying to start jam multi-ball over and over and collect jam jackpots, which we eventually light a super jackpot in jam multi-ball. And if you can get to the jam super jackpot, you could start getting really big points really quickly. But before I go any further, I want to give a big shout out first to Flynnibus, a local pinball friend of mine here in Northern Virginia, and also Pinside user and so forth. You might see him on there. I want to thank him for letting me come on over to his home and record his machine. So this is actually not my AC/DC Premium, and this is not in my apartment. So Flynnibus, thank you very much, man. I also recently uploaded a Lord of the Rings pinball gameplay video, and that is thanks to courtesy of him as well. That's his machine. So yeah, and also again, for those of you guys that like non-commentary videos, unfortunately with AC/DC, you guys might not actually see one. I did originally upload a non-commentary version of this same gameplay, like I usually do, because I like to give you guys some flexibility, in the gameplay videos you watch here. So not everybody wants to hear somebody like me blabbing over gameplay. They'd rather hear the machine and music. However, my AC/DC pinball machine gameplay video, the non-commentary one, got flagged by the music rights holder, and it was apparently blocked in about 25 different countries, including North America, where it was recorded. So also, as a side effect of that, you're probably not going to hear music in this gameplay session, which is a really big shame, because obviously the music is one of the best parts about the AC/DC pinball machine. I always pick Whole Lotta Rosie first, for one, because of how it scores, but two, because it's such a high energy track, and it always gets me in a good mood when I play the game. It's another reason why I pick Fuel a lot in Metallica. It's just high energy stuff, and for me, it works really well and gets me in the mood to try to play better. So yeah, all that out of the way, I guess we can go ahead and try to explain what's going on in AC/DC. So AC/DC, there's a couple of main things you want to know. First off is how your songs work. If you've never played AC/DC before, what I recommend doing is picking a song, getting used to it, and just sticking with it. I prefer Whole Lotta Rosie, even though I know how other songs work better. I still like to play Whole Lotta Rosie first, and sometimes I'll only play Whole Lotta Rosie, because it's very easy to light your jackpots in the playfield. So basically what happens with songs in this game, every song is a little bit different. Every song has a very specific shot that lights your 6 notes on your playfield. So if you look at the playfield right now, you'll notice there are some red notes flashing, and there's some pink notes. The red notes flashing are actually because I'm in a multi-ball. I'm back in jam multi-ball right now. And so those are basically denoting my jam multi-ball jackpots. The pink notes are denoting my jackpots for Whole Lotta Rosie. And so normally the ramps would also be lit pink as well. And to qualify those jackpots for Whole Lotta Rosie, all you have to do is just hit a flashing top lane at the top. So every time you plunge a ball up there, or you get a multi-ball started, you're relighting your Whole Lotta Rosie jackpots. And you're collecting points. The points start off relatively low, like 200 1,000-ish, but they build up to be like pretty worthwhile. You can have them 350, 400,000 points, and that's just for the whole lot of Rosie mode. And then you stack that into a multi-ball, and you can see where some points can start coming really quickly. So what I recommend doing if you're a newcomer is picking a song that works for you. And for me, the song that works best is Whole Lotta Rosie, because I'm lighting jackpots all the time and collecting jackpots all the time. And that was a bad drain. AC/DC, you can backhand both ramps. It depends on the machine. And what I actually found on this machine setup is, for one, it was very steep, and two, it was also leaning to the left, which made it a little difficult. Was it leaning to the left or was it leaning to the right? It was leaning one way, which made it really hard backhanding the left ramp. Normally the left ramp is the easy one to backhand on AC/DC, but I found on this specific machine, the right ramp was a lot easier to backhand. But I tried hitting that left ramp twice, and the ball fit straight down the middle both times, which can happen in this game. Doesn't always go straight down the middle on a ramp rejection, but it does happen. So yeah, like I said, try to pick a song that is good for you. Some people pick Rock and Roll Train, which is what we're in right now. To light your jackpots across the playfield, you have to combo the ramps. So you have to hit the left ramp like once or twice, and then the right ramp will light, and you'll get some good points. You'll light your other jackpot shots. So every single song in the game has a very specific shot you need to hit to light your note jackpots. And so again, Whole Lotta Rosie's the top lanes. Rock and Roll Train is your ramps. Hell's Bells is the bell in the center of the playfield. Back in Black, I believe, is the left target bank. TNT is the center target bank. Hell's Not a Bad Place to Be is your right orbit. Highway to Hell is your right ramp. War Machine is your left spinner. She Shook Me All Night Long is your pop pumpers. And I always forget what the last track is called, but it's your right rock target bank. And so yeah, try to pick a song that you're comfortable with and just stick with that. All right, so now that I've explained that, a little long-winded, mind you, is the next big thing is to know how to start your multi-balls. So there's 3 core multi-balls in the game, and it's Jam Multi-Ball, Album Multi-Ball, and Tour Multi-Ball. Those are all denoted in the bottom portion of the playfield between the slingshots. To qualify Jam Multi-Ball, all you have to do is just hit ramps. It's like 5 or 6 ramps your first time, maybe 7, depending on the software setting, and then that will qualify Jam Multi-Ball. Album Multi-Ball is your drop target banks and your side rock target bank as well. Completing a handful of those will qualify Album Multi-Ball. Tour Multi-Ball is your orbits. So very much like World Tour in Rolling Stones, or Bomber Battle in Avatar, or Wolfman on Monster Bash, you have to hit the orbits on those machines to qualify those modes. And same thing on AC/DC. A bunch of orbit shots will qualify Tour Multi-Ball. So we're back in Jam Multi-Ball again. So I've qualified Jam Multi-Ball a bunch of times, and like I said at the very beginning of this video, I kind of play the Jam Multi-Ball strategy, where I'm basically trying to just get my jackpot values up, and then eventually collect the Jam Super Jackpot. Whenever you qualify a multi-ball in AC/DC, and this really throws a lot of people off sometimes, when you qualify a multi-ball in AC/DC, to start it, all you have to do is just hit the right ramp and load the cannon. If a multi-ball is qualified, the cannon will load, you'll start the multi-ball, and you get to fire the ball out at whatever you want. So basically what I did is I just hit the ramps a bunch of times, qualified Jam Multi-Ball, and then hit the right ramp to start Jam Multi-Ball. The same thing goes with the album. You hit the drop targets a bunch of times, and then hit the right ramp to start Album Multi-Ball. And the same goes for Tour Multi-Ball in the orbits. So starting multi-balls is not very difficult in this game. You can also stack multi-balls. One thing I like to do sometimes is try to prepare all 3 multi-balls and then start them together. The benefit to doing that is a permanent super jackpot shot lights on the bell for like 1.5 million or something like that, and the value will go up if you have your playfield multiplied and so forth. And it's something to constantly shoot for. And the main jackpot values might even rise as well if you have all 3 multi-balls stacked. And there might be some other benefits I don't know about. So it's kind of a fun little semi-advanced goal to try to go for, is stacking all the multi-balls together. When I play this game normally or in competition, I try to play all the multi-balls separately. There's a couple different reasons for that. For one, it allows me to just focus on that one multi-ball. And now I have the Jam Super Jackpot lit. So the Jam Super is worth 17 mil, and I just collected it. Now, the next big thing you want to know about AC/DC, so I explained the songs, I explained the multi-balls. The next biggest thing you want to know about is how the bell works. All right, so the bell enables 2 times playfield and then 3 times playfield. And when I load the cannon in multi-ball like this, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll try to go for the bell to try to progress the bell up to 2x playfield and then 3x playfield. And then that basically makes all my jackpot shots 2 times or 3 times. But there's also another really big aspect to the playfield multiplier, and that is multiplying your song jackpot. So every time you collect little jackpots for like your Whole Lotta Rosie or your Rock and Roll Train or whatever, that adds to a song jackpot value, which you can collect at the cannon. Now, your song jackpot, you can build it up really high, 50, 60, 70 million, and then get the playfield at 2 times or 3 times and then cash it out. And bam, I just got 35 million for my Jam Super Jackpot because I had it times 2. I've got the playfield at times 2 right now. And now I've got the target bank jackpot lit, which I actually passed on it. Sometimes what I do when I get the cannon loaded is I go for that left orbit. Because for one, it actually feeds the ball in a safer manner. If you try to shoot those drop targets on the left, the ball is out of control. But the great thing about shooting the left orbit is you also get a little bit of points for hitting that spinner, but you also usually, if you get the ball up high enough, it'll progress towards Tor multi-ball at the same time. So that's a safe way of progressing towards Tor multi-ball. So yeah, those are the 3 things to really keep in mind in this game, is how your songs work, and pick a song you're comfortable with if you're new to this game, how your multi-balls work. And so in each multi-ball, multi-balls are very simplistic, so you hit the ramps to qualify Jam multi-ball, you shoot the ramps to collect Jam jackpots when you got the multi-ball going. It's not really that complex. If you stack all 3 multi-balls, pretty much everything on the playfield's lit for points. And then after you collect enough multi-ball jackpots for that respective multi-ball, the super jackpot will light on the bell. And once you get to that stage, every certain amount of shots in that multi-ball will relight the super jackpot. So I managed to collect at least 2 Jam super jackpots already, totaling about, I guess, 40 some odd million points, maybe 50 some odd million points, because I collected one at the regular value, about 15 to 17, and then I collected another at times 2, which totaled about 35, and I think I collected another one either at 2 times or 3 times, and I also believe I get a multiplied song jackpot as well. Now the song jackpot is the biggest scoring thing in the game, or one of the biggest scoring things in the game. There's another little trick you can do that just kind of blow the game up instantly if you play multi-balls and songs in a very specific order, but I don't know the exact orders for those. There are tutorials online, and Keith Elwin has a video of it in action actually on his YouTube channel, and I watched that and was just like, that's crazy. There's some secret ways to really blow the game up quickly if you do things in just the right order. Myself personally, I usually play it safe. I just go Jam multi-ball all day if possible, and if anything else comes up, I'll play it out again, album multi-ball or tour. So yeah, 3 core things like I mentioned is know your songs, know how your multi-balls work, and then get the bell going. Get your playfield at 2x, at 3x. So I just collected a 3x, probably like a super targets or a combos or a super mode jackpot, and that's something I've probably got enough time to explain it. I'll try to explain that in a little bit at the playfield times 3. So I got a quick easy 20 million from that. The bell, if you have your playfield at 2x or 3x, you can keep that going infinitely, basically, as long as you keep hitting the bell before the playfield multiplier times out. And that's actually what I was trying to do there. I had played field at 3 times, and so I went for the bell to try to keep it going, which in single ball play, you're probably better off just letting it time out, because the bell is a really risky shot. Like on the premium, it's not as risky as it is on the pro, because sometimes it'll absorb the impact of the ball, and the ball will just sort of like fall down slowly. But on the pro, there's no physical bell up there, or at least on early pro models, there's not a physical bell up there. And so you hit literally a stand-up target, and the ball just flies right back at you, like at lightning speeds on the pro. I actually personally used to own an AC/DC Pro, and it is, I honestly feel it's a more difficult game to play, because the stand-up targets make for a much faster experience. Basically, there are no drop targets on the pro. There's also no lower playfield, again, as I mentioned, and I'm actually demonstrating the lower playfield right now. We're in Highway to Hell, and so basically in Highway to Hell, you just shoot the flashing shots, very typical of Stern. But once you get past a certain point, you have to hit the shots in a certain pattern. You notice the shots just roving across all the available targets you can hit, and the time is limited down there. Highway to Hell can be a little risky, because I actually did not have the cannon lit, and so when the ball came out of the lower playfield, the cannon basically goes and just fires the ball on its own. You can kind of get control of it and fire the ball prematurely, and that's what I usually try to do if I get into that situation. But to be honest, I don't really play Highway to Hell anymore. It was a strategy that a lot of people used early on, but then code updates sort of balanced it out. And I really kind of only do it for fun now. A lot of people play Hell's Bells. I believe they still play Hell's Bells, because another feature I didn't really mention, and unfortunately you can't see because of the camera angle, is there's this, you have VIP passes, which will spot you notes on the playfield. Now, when you're in a multi-ball, if you have your notes lit for your song, and you successfully hit all 6 notes, you get an add-a-ball in multi-ball, once per multi-ball. And VIP passes, which are collected on your skill shot, on the plunge, and sometimes I think you're awarded VIP passes for like Pop Bumper awards. I think that's how it works. Don't quote me on that. Hitting the lit up button on the lockdown bar, which unfortunately again is out of the camera angle, will spot you in one of those notes on the playfield. If you have 3 or 4 VIP passes, you could get 3 or 4 notes spotted instantly. So basically, if you have a ball that's going out in one of the out lanes, or just drained in the center, and you only need 1 more note to add your ball, tap that VIP pass, it'll spot that note, and you'll basically restart your multi-ball. That is a super important strategy, and you see me actually doing it quite a bit in this playthrough. It's very important. Yeah, the game's definitely leaning left. It just totally rolled off that right flipper. The more you play pinball, the more you start noticing things like leans and how it affects your play and so forth. Good players obviously will be able to adjust. Me, I don't really consider myself that good. And a lot of times I have a hard time adjusting to games that are off balance. But that's another thing I need to get better at as I play. So I just got a quick 11 million there, probably for another super mode. Now, I'm not exactly certain how the super modes light. I'm still a little foggy on that. So if you know how that works, post a comment below and let me know. It either has something to do with completing your notes for your songs, or it has to do with completing your fire lanes at the bottom left portion. Not the bottom left. God, I'm getting all dyslexic now. I've been talking for almost 20 minutes now. I need a break. So you've got these fire lanes on your out lanes and your return lanes. So if you spell fire on the bottom lanes, you'll progress towards loading the cannon. Every 3 fire completions will allow you to load the cannon and collect some sort of points on the left AC/DC stand-up target bank or drop target bank. Occasionally, it'll also let you collect a song jackpot, which you preferably only want to do in multi-ball with your bell at ×3, and preferably you want to try to build up your song jackpot a little bit before cashing it in. So yeah, occasionally you'll get, I don't know if it's from doing your song notes or if it's from doing your fire lanes. Maybe it's a combination of the two. But between the slingshots, you'll notice some white inserts flashing, and they sort of bounce around, I think, depending on if you hit slingshots. And so when you activate them, you can activate either super loops, super targets, super lanes, or super combos. And so what those basically do is they give you extra points, I think, because they're active. For one, like super, super combos or something like that. We'll just use that as an example. And every time you make a combo, when super combos is ready, that'll add to a combo jackpot, which you can collect on the left drop target bank. So that's where some of those like decent little point jackpots were coming from on the drop target bank on that left side. Like earlier on in the game, I got like the target jackpot for like 20 million because I had the playfield multiplied at ×3, and that was from getting one of my super modes lit and basically making shots. So if I have super targets lit, every time I hit a stand-up target or a drop target, and Steve Ritchie just said, you might not be able to hear it based on how much I had this muted, but Steve Ritchie actually just said, get the stupid jackpot, and I didn't know that was actually a thing in this game until doing this gameplay session. Apparently, if you get enough super jackpots, he calls it a stupid jackpot, which is kind of funny. So that was a target bank jackpot. That was basically from having my super targets mode lit. And if you look on the dot matrix display, since I'm in Jam Multi-Ball, it tells you how many more shots you need to light your Jam Super Jackpot. And I don't believe I collect another Jam Super Jackpot. I'm pretty sure I drain one of the balls because I'm collecting all these, like, another lane jackpot. That's from getting super lanes lit. But that was 24 million instantly like that because I had my playfield doubler going. But unfortunately, that ball drained off the cannon. That was actually kind of a big thing to lose because my next Jam Super Jackpot would have been worth a lot more than... It probably would have been about 20 some odd million at this point. And that would have been ×2, not the 12 million for the target jackpot or whatever at ×2. So that was me not thinking, but you know, when you're at 400 plus million in points, you kind of don't even really think about that stuff anymore when you're playing AC/DC. Like 400 is a pretty respectable score on this game. Granted, I've had a couple of extra balls, so it's not as impressive as it would be with a game with extra balls turned off, especially if you get some really big song jackpots going. So I believe I just cashed this out. It's my 17 million song jackpot. But ideally, again, you know, if I had the playfield at 3 times, you know, that would have been nearly 60 million points just for a single shot. I've seen song jackpots extremely high. I've seen people collect 170 plus million song jackpots from having, you know, nearly 60 million song jackpot built up and then cashing it in when your bell's at ×3. So there you have it, guys. That's AC/DC Premium. There's so much more to explain on this game, just not enough time. I hope I was able to at least get the basics down. If you're new to the game and want to be able to score decently, just play Jam Multi-Ball over and over. That is my recommendation to you. As usual, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, post them below. And if you like pinball videos, feel free to subscribe to my channel here and check out my other content. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you soon.